Your solution is decriminalization, not legalization. I was wondering if you could tell me your thinking behind that.
Yeah. The solution, that's the solution from High Price in the book.
Right.
Now, I argue that we should decriminalization would be treating drugs just like a traffic violation. Might get a warning or you might have to pay a fine, but you don't go to jail.
Portugal does that?
Portugal does that, the Czech Republic does that, and they have been, Czech Republic did it before Portugal, and they've done it for more. Portugal, 2001 is the year they did it, in Czech Republic in the late 90s, and they're happy with that policy. They don't have loads of people in jail for drugs like we do in the United States. Now that's what I argued in High Price, and I argued that because we arrest 1.5 million people in the United States for drug possessions every year. 80% of that 1.5, I'm sorry, for drug possession. And so I thought this would be a way to immediately impact the number of people that we're arresting for drugs. I no longer feel that way. I now argue for legal drug regulation. And I'll tell you why. One of my major concerns about drugs are the potential dangers. The drugs themselves, however, are less dangerous than the adulterants in drugs. Decriminalization does not touch that. You
Right.
still have this illegal, illicit market that's not regulated. And so legalization would at least make sure that the product is pure. And we can control the dosing and that sort of thing.
But you used to say legalization, the society wasn't ready for it.
Oh man, you know how you say things and you be like, damn, did I say that stupid shit?
But I thought it was an interesting point when you said it. I was like, maybe they aren't. Maybe we aren't. Maybe it's too big of a step to make.
No, I mean, that's a good point you raise in terms of, it's not my job to say what the society is ready for. And that's why when you used to say, and I was like, damn, that's some stupid shit. I didn't mean to say that. But I did. If I said it, I said it. That's not, no, it's not my job to say what the society is ready for. My job as a scientist and an educator is to give the best available information and advocate according to that position, and not to tell. I can't tell people what they're ready for. I can only show them the information, and then I try and make my case. Right. That's it. And so now I'm worried more about the adulterants in drugs, and I think it's our responsibility. Now, you might remember back during Prohibition when we were making bootleg alcohol and it had adulterants and people were getting sick and ill from this sort of thing. Yeah. We don't even know what adulterants in alcohol look like today. And so we can do the same thing for cocaine, the same thing for these other drugs. Of course, we can talk about what the legal regulation looks like to make sure that enhance safety and decrease the negative effects.
So we've had that conversation in the media here. I guess that's why I think that we're a little more educated, in the UK, because there were some MDMA deaths recently, and I think Professor Nutt chimed in as he should by saying, if there were standards here, you wouldn't have these impurities, and you wouldn't know the dose issues and that kind of thing. And I had a former guest in here named Jamie Bartlett, who wrote a book called Inside the Digital Underworld, but he went into the Silk Road, and he found that with an Amazon type peer-reviewed marketplace, that the Silk Road had high rates of customer service, high rates of exactly what they were selling, because it was completely peer-reviewed, and it was like a fascinating study as what you could get there as opposed to on the corner from someone you never met. It's hard for me that there could be billion-dollar industries that exist like that, whether it's just, like you said, untested, unregulated, with potentially dangerous substances.
Yeah. So when you say you all are having the conversations in this country about...
I saw it being discussed in the papers as far as whether this MDMA death would have been prohibited if it was legalized, and because then the dose would be known, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if that conversation happens in America. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't live there anymore.
Every year.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media login and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.